So, whether the soreness at the front of your shoulder and your chest is just from day-to-day life, and that's somewhere where you tend to feel aches and pains, or you're doing something like the push-up challenge this month in June, and you're starting to feel the load of the additional load of the excess reps, this video is for you. So I'm going to break it down into three components. One, I'm going to break it down into tissue release, which can help you calm down muscles that are overworking, and in a way that you can implement it easily into your routine, whether it be your gym routine or your daily just routine to help alleviate it. Two, I'm going to show you some corrective exercises for the shoulder, the ball and socket of the shoulder, and also the shoulder blade to back part of your shoulder, the scapulothoracic. And three, then I'm going to give you some general tips on how to alleviate the stress when doing something like a press, and also compensatory exercises. I'm filming this all on the fly, so this will be the one angle, no camera chops, so I'm going to do the best that I can with a one shot in flying solo. So, first things first, when we're looking at alleviating through the shoulder, and we generally get this tightness around the front of the shoulder. That's where everything tends to compress, and that's where we get inflammation. So there's a couple of things. I know I've got my hoodie on here, but we're working to work underneath the collarbone, and if you follow the collarbone just halfway along, you'll feel a little divot in the road there. That's where your pec minor inserts. So what you can do is you can grab your thumb and you can dig it in, and you can just work that tissue down there. So follow from that kind of little pothole and work yourself down just above where my name tag is there, all right? 20-30 seconds. You don't need to give it a lot. You're just looking to take that immediate alleviation of pressure. The goal is to do it consistently enough that you're kind of tackling it with a high frequency. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to follow kind of the pec. So this is the pec. You're going to follow that along to the front of the shoulder, and you're just going to work down through the front of the arm there, right? Front of the bicep. And you're just going to find the ropiest part you can, give a little bit of firm pressure with a little bit of hook grip, and just apply that as well. The third one is best done with either a roller or ideally just like a lacrosse ball. Nothing fancy. You can do this against a wall or a floor, and basically the target area is right here under the back of the armpit, around the teres and infraspinatus. What happens when that seizes up? It actually pushes the shoulder joint forward. So by getting some release through there, you're actually allowing the shoulder to come back to a natural position. On the shoulder as well, bonus tip I guess, when you're looking at your posture, if I'm standing in my posture and I'm a little bit collapsed through the chest, if I just focus on this point of my chest and extending it up, right, without overarching my lower back, my shoulder comes back to a natural tipping position. So it's easier for me to align it, and it's also easier for me to bring my head back, which is better for the shoulder as well. So that's the first kind of remedial work. Secondly, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little ball away, right? We're going to do some serratus work. So serratus kind of attaches to the front of your shoulder blade, and it pulls your shoulder blade in. So if this is your back and this is your shoulder blade should kind of sit nice and flush. That way it can move up, move down, rotate out, rotate in, do all the things that a good shoulder blade can. But if you've got like angel's wings and that middle border, so between your spine and your shoulder blade is kind of arching up, and you feel that ridge there, what actually happens is it tilts the shoulder blade and it kind of rotates it out. So now I can't do anything really well. And that means your whole shoulder integrity in terms of the structure of it is compromised, and you're more like this rather than nice and flat. And that puts loading on the front of that shoulder. So to train that, one way you can do it is with a band. You can do this with just a single anchor. I've got a light band here, but you really don't need a heavy band. Like a medium strength band is really good. I'm just gonna put it on this way. Top band is just around the top of my shoulder blade. Bottom band is just around the bottom of my shoulder blade. And we're going to just drive that arm forward. Now, again, I'm lifting through the chest a little bit. I'm driving that arm forward. Let me get it in the right position. Drive that arm forward, and I'm looking to kind of reach for that last little bit. A little bit hard to see. I'm reaching just that last little bit And what it does is it brings that shoulder blade back against the rib cage and it fires that muscle that helps it stabilize. So if you do this as part of your warm-up, all right, you're teaching that shoulder blade to stabilize when you're moving in this range, the pressing range. You get better at pressing, you get better at pulling, right? The second thing that we're going to do is we're going to do an overhead reach. So for this, you can have a kettlebell that kind of weighs you back, or you can have a band, all right, that kind of pulls you back a little bit. We're going to drive the arm up, and what you're looking to do is push forward through the armpit. Again, it activates the deep stabilizers of the shoulder, serratus anterior, and allows you to move that shoulder up. If your shoulder rises a little bit, perfectly okay. If it's up around your ears, maybe a little bit too much, but we're looking to just do an easy set of that. Fire up the shoulders. The last one for mobility is that we're going to either lying on the floor or sitting up against a wall. You're going to bring your elbows back and you're going to try and contact your wrist to the wall or the floor, right? Without overarching through the back. So you don't want this, what they call rib flare. You want this nice and tucked. So you're just working that nice, easy mobility. You're not forcing it, you're just letting the range naturally increase. Once you can get to there, then you can start working overhead, right? Again, the goal is for the wrist to be against the floor or the wall if you're sitting up against the wall. So it's a nice warm-up activity and it really frees you up to do the movement that you want. Last section, right? Exercises. So if you are doing bench press wide or push-ups wide, you're making this a much longer lever, adding a lot more potential for strain, particularly if your shoulder mechanics aren't perfect, right? None of us are perfect. So what you're going to do is you're going to drop that elbows down a little bit, and when you press, you're going to make sure that you're driving, getting that little bit of extra drive, and getting that serratus anterior firing. Right, so you're getting that last little inch on every single rep. Drop the elbows a little bit, shorten the lever, put them in a position where it feels comfortable for you. The second thing you're going to do is start making sure that you're getting some back training in. So if I've got a higher anchor here, sorry, just going to do a higher anchor. Excuse me for reaching over you, how rude. All right, and so if this is a cable or a band, you're basically, I've just got a band here, I'm going to be pulling the band down, I'll just move to the side, pulling the band to the side, and I'm actually squeezing into this part of my back to fire through the back. Really nice way of getting those opposing muscles going. The other one that's really nice is a limited space. I'm going to do a reverse fly, right? So I'm going in a horizontal position, flying up, holding the weight, squeezing my shoulder blades or using my shoulder blades to squeeze my spine and getting that contraction there. Can also be done by a cable machine. Let me know how all this feels. You don't have to do it all at once. Start at section 1, integrate to section 2, section 3, but let me know how that goes. Hope this helps. Bye.